the Daytona 500. Known as the Great American Race, this event has stood the test of time as one of the most prestigious in American auto racing. Every race car driver has the dream to one day park their car in victory lane and wield the Harley J. Earl Trophy. But only a special few have ever and will ever get to bask in such an accomplishment. To win the Daytona 500, everything needs to go just right. This means absolutely no mistakes on pit road, not getting involved in any big wrecks, and being up front when it matters the most. Easier said than done, but if a driver wants the best odds of achieving victory here, then they need a bad fast hot rod, a buttload of talent, and just a smidgen of good luck in their favor. Today I'm going to look at 5 drivers who I believe have these qualities and, if everything goes just right, have the very likely chance of becoming Daytona 500 champions before their careers have reached the finish line. To make this list, there's only one criteria. You have to still be competing full-time in the NASCAR Cup Series. That's it. Which means, yes, I am opening up this list to both drivers who have never won the Daytona 500, as well as repeat winners of the 500. And as of the upload of this video, the 66th annual running of the Daytona 500 is merely hours away, so who knows? Maybe somebody on this list will have already won the Daytona 500 by the time you're watching this. Or maybe everybody on this list will have all wrecked out by lap 2. Guess I'll just have to go back on this video later and see what happens. Now without further ado, this is the top 5 drivers that will win the Daytona 500. Number 5, Joey Logano. I said I'd keep it open to repeat winners, but don't worry, this is the only driver on the list that already has a Daytona 500 championship. Now I know most people may not even like that I even have him in the top 5, and believe me, I am not crazy about it either. But when you look at his stats, there's no denying his remarkable talent for superspeedway racing. With his 5 wins on this style of track, as well as his 12.5 average finish in the last 6 races at Daytona, it's clear the 2015 winner of the Daytona 500 deserves to just barely squeeze his way into the top 5. Plus, as I mentioned, he's kinda already been there, done that. With his 1 Daytona 500 win and the power and speed of Ford engines, Joey Logano deserves an attaboy for his pack racing abilities. The 33-year-old Connecticut native has a lot of years left in the sport, and so long as he's competing in the field and Ford maintains its superspeedway prowess, it's very plausible that Joey Logano will win the Daytona 500. Again.
Here comes the money.
Number 4, Kyle Larson. That's right, I believe that Young Money himself will actually one day win at a superspeedway.
You serious?
Yeah, I'm dead serious. While I understand that you don't have to be a fan of this sport long before realizing that Kyle Larson and superspeedways don't exactly go together. He's had a painful, to say the least, history of terrifying wrecks and underwhelming finishes, and in a Hendrick car no less. But I can't help but think of how close he was at the end of last year's Daytona 500. You know, he was close to winning it, at least until...
Larson tried to go to the middle. Oh, he got turned.
Larson Pastrana in the fence.
Yeah, that happened. Despite what he lacks in drafting, pack racing, and the ability to actually finish superspeedway races, Kyle Larson is a phenom, easily one of the most talented race car drivers of our time, maybe ever. And as he keeps checking off NASCAR's biggest crown jewels one by one, it just seems inevitable that he'll claim the Daytona 500 victory before too long. Like I said earlier, sometimes all you need is just a smidgen of good luck in your direction. Maybe some good luck is all Kyle Larson needs to get his Daytona 500 victory. Number 3, Christopher Bell. Now, I'm gonna be honest, when I was putting together this list, I was going through guys who I thought would be likely Daytona favorites. You know, guys that have maybe won there before, or good restrictor plate guys. You know, making a plan, if you will.
I wasn't in that plan, was I?
Originally, I, like the rest of the NASCAR fanbase, overlooked Christopher Bell, and that was a huge mistake. C-Bell is the most underrated driver in NASCAR, and it's not even close. And not a half-bad superspeedway racer, as it turns out. After picking up a win in his dual race and having to hold off his teammate Denny Hamlin, a 3-time Daytona 500 champion, mind you. That takes some serious skill. He is a sensational talent, already racking up 6 wins in his young career, making back-to-back Final Four appearances, and, right now, he's a man on a mission. After the disappointing way his 2023 season ended, Bell is looking for redemption. He is looking to prove to the world he's not somebody you should be sleeping on. And what better way to prove all the haters wrong and earn real redemption than by winning the Great American Race? Christopher Bell has a bright future ahead, and that future may just include a Daytona 500 victory. Number 2, Brad Keselowski. Brad's had an interesting last few years. Ever since becoming an owner-driver for RFK Racing in 2022, both he and the entire organization at Roush have seen steady improvement. While Brad's teammate, Chris Buescher, had a stellar 3-win season in 2023, Keselowski is closing in on a 3-year winless streak with his last win coming in the spring Talladega race in 2021. You just know Brad is looking to get that monkey off his back. He's no stranger at winning at Daytona. Just ask his combined 10 wins at both Daytona and Talladega. Staggering for this day and age. So, why not? Why can't Brad Keselowski win his Daytona 500? As I mentioned earlier, RFK just keeps getting better and better. And then there's Brad. He's driving convertibles, apparently. Okay. Nevertheless, as he enters his 15th start in the Great American Race, persistence, experience, and gradual improvement might be the secret ingredients to Brad Keselowski getting his long-awaited Harley J. Earl trophy.
I think we all know where this is going, so let's just skip to the end.
20 years of trying, 20 years of frustration. Kyle Busch will come to the caution flag to win the Daytona 500. Finally.
Number 1, Kyle Busch. Rowdy, the man, 20 years, 2 championships, 63 Cup Series wins, and 0 Daytona 500s. But not for a lack of trying, certainly not that. While Busch and RCR seemed to fall off a cliff at the end of last year, plus after wrecking in his duel, Kyle will have to run his 20th 500 in a backup car. But I don't think that'll harm him. His last run at Daytona was promising as Kyle was leading at the 500-mile mark in the 2023 Daytona 500, which, as he likes to say, would have been a win in 1998. To round out this list, rather than just listing off a bunch of stats, I'll just give you one. The last man to attempt his 20th Daytona 500 in a Richard Childress Racing Chevrolet ended up winning in historic fashion. That man's name was Dale Earnhardt. Can't get more poetic than that. Call me superstitious, call me delusional, if you like, but the stars seem to be aligning just right. Even if it's not this year, one day, Las Vegas, Nevada's Kyle Busch will take that oh-so-long-awaited bow at Daytona. Thanks for watching.